Welcome to PGTV News. Here are our top stories. Winter Haven Hospital is expanding. Find out by how much coming up.
Polk State helping students find out how they're making a difference in the lives of hurricane victims.
Hello and welcome to PGTV News. I'm Stephen Barnes.
And I'm Lauren Lingell. Thank you for tuning in. A report begins in Winter Haven with Winter Haven Hospital, who is going through a $100 million expansion. The expansion will produce a new emergency department building with 3 floors. The Bostic Heart Center will move to the 2nd floor, where there will be new cardiac equipment. The 2nd floor will be dedicated to ICU patients.
The Winter Haven Tennis Complex will reopen in April. After the renovations, the tennis center will have 8 clay courts, 1 hard court, and 4 pickleball courts. Tennis is the fastest growing sport for people over 50, Mayor Brad Dantzler said. Mayor Brad Dantzler also said, and I quote, "We're very happy with the way it looks. It has been 75 years since we upgraded that, so it was definitely time for an upgrade. This is something that I've been advocating for 10 years, and we are thrilled it's finally coming to pass." The total cost for this project was right around $2.7 million.
Clay courts, Steve. You should really get out on those. You'll feel like Rafael Nadal in no time.
I could certainly use the exercise.
Finally, a Winter Haven nonprofit group, Youth Driven by Purpose, Inc., has started a free after-school program to tutor students. Tutoring will be offered Tuesdays and Thursdays to students ages 12 through 17. Polk State College has partnered with the nonprofit to provide those tutors. The program is run at the Wilfred Smith Resource Center, which is on 135 Avenue Y, Northeast in Winter Haven. For more information, you can visit them on the web at www.ydponline.com.
It's nice to see Polk State kind of finding some innovative ways to expand their education.
Absolutely, and getting in and working with these kids that need a little extra academic help. So
absolutely. In Lakeland, the Lakeland-Linder Regional Airport is making renovations by expanding its taxiway, repairing some of its roadway, and extending its lease with its in-facility restaurant. The construction cost for the project is about $3 million. Some of the funding for the project is through FAA grants. You know, the restaurant, the Hallback restaurant, it's been a long time since I've been there, but it was a really nice experience, some live music and things like that.
That's the restaurant that sets up and does something special. It's fun and fun?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. And, you know, it's good to see that in the expansion that they're continuing to keep a lot of the services that people have come to really know and love.
Yeah, that's great. Florida Polytechnic has won the National Science Foundation Research Grant. It's a huge feather in their cap. This is the first time that Florida Poly has won this grant. The grant will fund a research project on cyber physical systems. The project was proposed by Florida Poly computer science professors Dr. Luis Jaimes and Dr. Ilhan Akbas. Dr. Akbas is quoted saying, "This technology will help us get more accurate and more up-to-date information on weather, traffic, or even pollen. Then people can make better decisions based on their individual needs, like changing their daily commute to reduce stress or avoid environmental conditions that represent a health risk."
It is amazing what technology is doing now, and of course Polytech just seems to be on the cutting edge of all of that.
Definitely.
The City of Lakeland will put in new wetland plants along the shoreline of Lake Wire. Some of these plants will be whitewater lily and Gulf Coast spiker rush. The plants are being put in to preserve the shoreline, improve lake water quality, and improve wildlife habitat. The Florida Native Nursery will take on this project, which is supposed to be completed in a few weeks.
The Southwest Florida Water Management District would like to remind you to check your irrigation timer. We are now in daylight savings time, so make sure irrigation system timers are set correctly to ensure that the systems operate consistently with year-round water conservation measures. Also pay attention to signs of stressed grass. Here are 3 ways to know if your grass is stressed. Grass blades are folded in half lengthwise on at least 1/3 of your yard. Grass blades appear bluish or gray. Grass blades do not have the spring back. They're leaving footprints in the lawn minutes after walking on it. So if you're like me and your friends and you accidentally drove on the side of their driveway and flattened their grass, it's not coming back. So I think my friends may have a problem there.
You know, when I get stressed, I must be a lot like grass as well, because I don't really quite have the spring in my step. Yeah. Well, it's now time for this week's health tip. Here's Monica Guy with that information.
Hi, my name is Monica Guy. I'm a nurse with the Florida Department of Health in Polk County. I'm here to talk to you about rabies today. Florida Department of Health in Polk County wants to remind residents and visitors to be cautious around unfamiliar or wild animals due to possible rabies exposure. In Florida, raccoons, bats, foxes, and unvaccinated or feral cats are the animals most often diagnosed with rabies. Rabies is a deadly disease caused by a virus that attacks the nervous system. This virus is secreted in saliva and is usually transmitted to people and animals by a bite from an infected animal. Over the past year, there has been an increase in the number of persons and pets in Polk County who have been exposed to animals that have tested positive for rabies. You can protect yourself, your loved ones, and your pets against rabies by avoiding wild and domestic animals, even if they appear friendly. Teaching children never to handle unfamiliar animals, wild or domestic. Preventing bats from entering living areas or occupied spaces in homes, churches, schools, and other buildings where they might come in contact with people or pets. Keeping rabies vaccinations up to date for all pets. And make sure you watch your pets so they don't come in contact with wild animals. Unusual acting animals should be reported to the Polk County Animal Control at 863-577-1762. Those bitten or scratched by a wild or stray animal should contact their doctor immediately and report the incident to the health department by calling 863-519-8330. For more information on rabies, you can visit our website at polk.floridahealth.gov. Thank you for your time.
And moving right along for our business tip update, here now is Julie Fife.
Hi, I'm Julie Fife with Polk County Community and Small Business Assistance. With Community and Small Business Assistance, we strive to ensure that each community and its residents have access to the resources and assistance they need to grow and succeed. We value our small business community partners here in Polk County and the services they provide. This week we highlight Central Florida SCORE, a nonprofit organization sponsored by the Small Business Administration, which offers face-to-face and online workshops for mentoring and education. The services are provided confidentially and free. SCORE is dedicated to helping small business startups and existing businesses to succeed and thrive. Central Florida SCORE volunteers are all experienced business professionals who have owned their own business or executives from major companies. SCORE is located at 100 South Kentucky Avenue, Lakeland, Florida, and can be reached at 863-284-5607 or online at centralflorida.score.org. The SCORE's workshops coming up are March 22nd, Leveraging Your Business with the Cloud. April 26th, Increase Your Sales and Relationship Building. And May 24th, Balancing the Books for Growth, Simple Bookkeeping Setups. All workshops are on the fourth Thursday of each month, 7:45 a.m. registration and go to 9:30. Don't forget to like our Facebook page, keyword Polk County Community and Small Business Development, to stay up to date on current news, educational webinars, and information related to Polk County.
All right, some great information. Well, we have to take a quick break right now, so when we return, we'll tell you how Polk State is helping students from Puerto Rico continue their education. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to PGTV News. We have seen and heard about the devastation from hurricanes destroying Puerto Rico. Some of us may have friends and family who were affected. Through it all, communities come together to help. Here now is Tina Mann on how Polk State answered the call to help out.
Going through a hurricane is challenging. Being displaced and being forced to move is an entirely different story. Unfortunately, this scenario is one many Puerto Ricans have had to face in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. When Governor Rick Scott asked state colleges to help out Puerto Rican students, Polk State stepped up to the plate.
I think the staff was very excited and proud that our governor would do such a kind thing for our neighbors. And we had already gone through something similar here in our area. We had a hurricane that went right over us, and many of our own staff had issues with housing issues and water damage and tree damage. So they already had an affinity towards the Puerto Rican people and a real empathy for what they've been through.
As a student, leaving your country and everything that you are used to can be challenging. Starting school in a new area could be daunting. However, with any new challenge, one should have a plan, and Polk State is making sure these plans are plans for success.
From day one, they walked in the door, they've only been here a day. How do I become a resident? We help them establish that right away. So most of the students are only going to see one semester where they would be out of state. And we've helped them strategize with their financial assistance, with their Pell and scholarships, how to cover that as well, just in case we can't give them that in-state tuition.
There have been many hurricane-affected areas in the United States and its territories. Many students will come to Florida, and Polk State will continue to play a vital role in assisting these students.
When you look at students not just from Puerto Rico, but we had students from the Virgin Islands and students from Texas that come and they're in dire straits. They don't have a transcript, they don't have a regular home, everything in their life is in an upheaval. And to give them one person that can walk them through the process of a unfamiliar school, an unfamiliar town, an unfamiliar state, and help them get back on track, helps them both emotionally and mentally, and just to move on with their life.
Well, it's now time for the entertainment update with Dion Spires.
Thanks, guys. It's time to plan out your night on the town with your entertainment update for next week. Jazz music fans, head on out to Florida Southern College on March 27th for their Jazz Fusion concert in Branscombe Auditorium. The concert starts at 7:30 p.m. and will include classics and modern jazz numbers with big band and small combos. There's even said to be a surprise guest artist, so you don't want to miss it. March 29th, you can catch a Broadway show at the RP Funding Center when Frankie Valli and his boys come through in Jersey Boys. Relive the classics of Sherry, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, and so many more and be transported to another time. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. and tickets can be purchased at www.rpfundingcenter.com. If Broadway's not your thing, Bach Tower is offering a rock music performance in Bach After Dark, Rock the Bach. They'll be presenting some of the best classic rock and arena anthems in the Gardens March 29th at 7 p.m. The show is included with general admission, and there's more information at www.bachtowergardens.org. And finally, catch the Art of Film event at the Polk Museum of Art on March 30th at 6 p.m. to join in appreciating the film as an art form. Following the film titled Claire in Motion, those in attendance can enjoy a talkback with the film's director, Annie Howell. That's what's going on in Polk County next week. We'll have more for you on the next show. For more on what's happening in our Polk County art community, check out Out and About Art Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on PGTV.
Thank you, Dion. I'm going to get out to some of those events. It's now time for sports with Neil Duncan.
Thanks, guys. Well, it's been another busy week in sports right here in Polk County. Let's get right to the action. Get right to it with the Lakeland Magic. They won earlier this week against the Canton Charge 114-97. Center Brian Mullins led all scorers with 31 points. He also grabbed 10 rebounds. Alan Anderson chipped in 18 points while Troy Copane had 7 assists on the game. The last chance to see the Magic at home at the RP Funding Center this year, March 20th, 23rd, and 24th. The Florida Tropics have finished their MASL season with a record of 10 wins and 12 losses. The top scorers for the Tropics this season were Ricardo Diegues with 28 goals, Freddie Mogen with 22, and Mauricio Salas with 19 goals. Don't forget, Tropics PDL season will begin in May. Congratulations to the Southeastern University women's basketball team as they won not only the regular season championship, but the conference championship and went undefeated in the regular season. Recently, they traveled to Iowa for the NAIA Women's Basketball Championships, where unfortunately they fell in the second round. But again, 31 straight wins, great season by the Southeastern University women's basketball team. Well, that's going to wrap up the Sports Central update here. But before we go, we want to wish a congratulations to the Winter Haven High School boys basketball team. They didn't quite win that state championship, but they did make the state's Final Four, and they did Polk County proud. We also want to remind everybody that the Russ Matt Central Florida Collegiate Invitational is still going on in Polk County. That's college spring training, as well as the Detroit Tigers and their spring training games at Publix Field at Joker Marchant Stadium. For a full list of events going on in Central Florida's Polk County, go to visitcentralflorida.org or centralfloridasports.com. Back to you.
Thank you for the sports report, Neil, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in.
Remember to tune in again next weekend for another installment of PGTV News. Take it easy and have a good one.